Morning. Joining us now, Joe Gamaldi of the Fraternal Order of Police. Joe, I can imagine you're upset about this. The mayor of Memphis said 4 of their citizens would still be alive today if that felon was not released early. He was arrested on attempted murder charges. It was downgraded to assault. He served 11 months of a 3-year prison sentence. Your thoughts on this?
Well, you know, it's refreshing to see a mayor actually speak out against these soft-on-crime policies that have led to this horrific tragedy. I mean, that's why we're seeing 16 American cities experience their highest murder rate on record last year. Memphis was one of them. I just wish some of these other elected officials would grow a spine and speak out like this man.
Yeah, you wonder, why aren't they sued? Why aren't they charged with aiding and abetting and assaulting innocent victims?
You know, the problem in these cases, Liz, is that they give these prosecutors prosecutorial discretion. They give the judges these immunity when it comes to this. And take example for this monster, Liz. He was arrested back in 2021, April, for attempted first-degree murder. He got the charge downgraded. He only did 11 months in jail for that. And then he comes out and does this. How much longer are we as Americans going to allow this to go on? And how many more people have to die? How many more families need to be ruined until we put a stop to this?
And crime is hitting the suburbs. Residents of the historically safe Lakeview neighborhood in Chicago, they're now terrified. A woman was robbed at gunpoint in broad daylight. She was dragged to the ground. At least one of the men was pointing a gun at her. And we've got Democrat-run cities like Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia, Minneapolis. They're now less safe today than they were in 2019. But Democrats have spent the last few years downplaying crime after downplaying riots and fighting to make things easier to get out of prison violent criminals.
I'll tell you, Liz, the Democrats better buckle up because violent crime is going to be front and center during the midterm elections. All the polling data shows that this issue is paramount for voters going into this. So that's why we're seeing massive ad buys reminding people of just how bad crime is, that we're up to a 30-year high in homicides. And it's just, I've been a police officer for 17 years, and it is baffling to me that we have politicians that aren't supporting policies that are going to make things better. In fact, they're doing the opposite still supporting bail reform and defunding the police.
We've got a conservative group. They unveiled, to your point, a new ad campaign, Citizens for Sanity. They're saying for nearly 30 years, crime was falling in the United States, but now the national murder rate is at its highest in 25 years. You know, we've seen the images, subway riders pushed onto train tracks, stores looted, you know, in broad daylight, senior citizens beaten. I mean, it's come to the area county in Washington, D.C. They're enforcing a curfew on teenagers because so many have been shooting each other. Also, carjackings as thieves coast to coast. They're going after Hyundai and Kia models. Reportedly, they're particularly vulnerable to being hot-wired. So people are saying just wake up. Your final word.
Yeah, I think it's time for all of us to wake up in this country and realize we live in an infinitely more dangerous place than just a few years back, particularly in our minority communities, where we've seen the murder rate go up for Black Americans by nearly 50%, to the tune of thousands of more Black Americans losing their lives on our streets. This has got to stop. This is not sustainable for us as a society, and we need to all come together and vote these idiots out that are supporting these woke revolving door policies.
Joe Gamaldi, thanks for your service to our country. Thanks for coming on. The Democrat mayor of D.C.